Good morning, everybody. It's another episode of the Keep Going podcast, Athletes Shining a Light on Mental Health. It is episode 88, and I do not have Luke Wheat with me. I do not have David Mitchell with me, but I do have Coach Ashley with me. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, Pat, how are you? I'm really excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here, and I know you have some vacation time coming up, which I want to be very courteous and conscious of. So thank you for jumping on a Sunday morning. I appreciate you.
Yeah, really excited.
Of course. And anytime we can get some former D3 love on the podcast, I was a D3 guy, so I know you've had a big impact in D3 athletics. So we'll go into that. But just a reminder before we get started, myself and Coach Ashley, we are not mental health professionals. If you do have any issues with what's going on, any struggles, talk to a trusted adult, talk to a professional. If you need any help with guiding you that way, please reach out to our team. I just want to make that very clear. So awesome. Awesome. Well, Coach, before we get rolling, tell the people about you. Like, why were you a good fit on the podcast? When I messaged you in March, why did you say, of course, Pat, I'll jump on?
Um, I love podcasts. I mean, that's something that I've totally bought into I guess probably during COVID, like
Same thing, same thing.
something
Yeah.
to keep me, going and I listen to all different types too. But I think, if somebody asks you to do something, I'm always up for it. And of course, Pat, you're great. So if you've helped
Thank
me in
you.
so many ways that if you asked me that, I was honored to be a part of it. So yeah,
Well,
I'm
I
really
appreciate it. I appreciate that. And obviously working at NCSA and being on the same team, I've kind of got to see you in action, which not a lot of people get to see. And it's an honor to have you on with your coaching background and everything in the game of basketball. Anytime I can get some women's basketball pub on here, I'm all for it.
yeah.
So talk about the game of basketball, right? Like I know you coached, I know you went through all that. I know you help a lot of athletes, but when did you first get the basketball in your hands? And what does basketball mean to you kind of growing up?
Yeah, so I kind of have a different interesting, I don't know if it's interesting, but my story is
I guess we'll find out, right? I guess we'll find out right now.
basketball has just always been in my family. So my dad was quite younger than his siblings, and his oldest brother, they're from New Jersey, but ended up getting a scholarship in Vermont, and his family stayed up there. He was super successful. All the kids ended up playing, so everyone in my family has played. My uncle was actually the coach of Syracuse women for a little bit.
Look at that. Nice.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, my cousin currently is on the men's pit staff. He was at the University of Vermont for a very long time.
Got
My
it.
dad was my high school coach. He was a coach for over like 40 years, and he's, in the state records for stuff. And, I don't mean it this way, but I kind of didn't have a choice. You
Yeah,
know,
you were meant to hold the basketball because you were born with it in your hand.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Got it.
So it's kind of just always been in our blood. And then I married a basketball coach too. So it's like
Of
you can
course you did.
play.
Of course
Yeah.
you did. And is your husband still coach or is he retired? What does he do
So
now?
he's not coaching, but he's a college D3 athletic director. So it's right in
Of
our world.
course he is. Shout
Yeah.
that out. What school?
Uh, well, now it is the University of Mount St. Vincent in the Bronx. It was
Oh
College of Mount
yeah.
St. Vincent and
Of
just
course. Yeah.
yeah, but they're doing great things there too. So that's an awesome place.
No, I'm definitely aware. I talk about it all the time. My fiance went to Stony Brook in Long Island, so
Yes.
I've taken a lot of flights in to LaGuardia and JFK over the
Yeah.
last 4 years. I would tell
Yeah.
you that. So no, love it. Awesome stuff. I didn't know. Of course, I should have assumed that your husband would be in basketball as well. So you
He's
guys
actually a Long Island guy too. So we used to
love it.
go out to
Shout
Stony
out
Brook.
Long Island. Yes, I love it. Love it. Love it. Well, that's a different podcast for another day, but awesome. So great. So basketball been since pretty much you were a kid into the high school and college ranks. Talk about your high school. I know you talk about with athletes all the time. Like, when did you think, okay, I'm going to stay in basketball for a long time?
Yeah, so actually it's my high school career was funny. I started off at a really high level Catholic school for basketball,
Uh huh. Mm-hmm.
and kind of just realized, I was going to be a smaller fish in a really big pond. And, so I decided to transfer to where my dad was the coach,
Oh, that's
which,
interesting.
yes, which was quite a trip. We had our ups and downs, but